I'm going to go see if I can figure those out, but we can go ahead and get started. Are we live?
I think so.
I hope so.
No.
Meow.
Am I in the wrong chat?
No.
Okay.
All right, fantastic. So, yes, apparently my desktop had the Wi-Fi turned off again, as is the constant problem. So, hopefully that's fixing. Our scene will start where the scene setter left off, with Danica entering, sitting down, and dinner beginning. Now, Captain Stone is an NPC, and I am not going to monopolize everyone's time. So, this is where all the characters really get introduced to each other the crew know each other. But this is where everyone gets introduced to Danica for the first time. So, we start talking. Don't everybody else start at once.
I actually have an out of character question. We would know how to address Danica, correct? Or do we think this may be the first run in with the Venusian?
There have probably been run-ins with some of the other species in the solar system. Keep in mind, the Legion of Terra is very supremacist and xenophobic, so they probably just don't care.
Fair enough.
I was about to say, Danica is just going to sit and wait and see what the others are doing.
Are your rooms comfortable, Danica?
The current accommodation is sufficient.
Excellent.
Just sufficient then. Would there be something more to your liking?
Not at all. I simply meant the circumstances. It is quite comfortable. Plenty to read.
Reading's always fun.
Sure, and then you're taking advantage of all of the Terran options that are available on your datapad.
Yes, actually, it is quite interesting.
When you come in to see me for your physical, I'll give you some recommendations. I'm sure the captain has available for you to read that would be of great interest to you.
I ask your pardon, my Latin is somewhat lacking. Physical?
The captain has brought it to my attention. He wants you to come in to see me so that we can go over and make sure that the pirates weren't, what's the word I'm looking for? Unfriendly to you. Did you a disservice?
She means, were you harmed?
I can assure you I am quite fine. The pirates were unusually gentle.
Be that as it may, Captain's orders. You're reporting to me after dinner.
Dental pirates is a new one.
Yes, aren't they normally barbaric?
Sure, and everybody has a different definition of that word.
And she is looking at Captain Stone with a somewhat questioning expression.
I would love to hear these so-called friendly pirates that you're talking about here.
Considering the reports that we got from the Venus moon, it seems the pirates did not have a lot of time between their fleeing their conquest and our interception. And out of character, if you see in the chat, I'm using Children of Terra, that dinner has arrived.
Dr. Cutter will make a flourish with her napkin and place it across her lap as she gets ready to. She bows her head and crosses herself at the table. Says a small grace. Looks up to the captain before she starts to eat.
Are we all clear to eat, Doctor?
We are.
Excellent. Then let's dig in.
Danica has taken a moment with both of her hands palm down on either side of her plate, and she is looking at it.
Have you
Is
never
there a
had steak
problem, Miss
before?
Ortis? Sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
Have you never had steak before?
As a fact, I have it is not the custom of Venusians to eat the meat of large creatures such as cows. Are these?
Well, good guess. However, there are peas and carrots and mashed potatoes there if you do not wish to eat the steak.
Oh yes, my pause not revulsion. Please do not misunderstand me. It is our custom to take a moment of, would you say, gratitude before the meal.
Ursa looks over at the doctor and just kind of raises an eyebrow and nods.
I believe that moment of gratitude has come and gone. Rest assured, the Almighty knows that you're grateful for the dinner. Please, eat up.
If I understand Venusian custom correctly, they not only appreciate the meal itself, but the artistry that went into putting it together.
You would be correct, Captain Stone. And she will begin to eat only the
Unfortunately,
food.
you will find very little art in the composition of Terran military meals.
Oh, there's something to be said for simplicity.
Perhaps.
Art does come in many forms.
Terrans are well versed in both form and function.
Do I want to know what you mean by that?
Out of character, who are you talking to, Astra?
The doctor.
What part didn't you understand, dear?
Never mind.
Out of character, who came out to serve these? Was it droids? Was it like servants? What?
Just serving members of the crew. So some of the lowest ranking members of the crew. Robotics are in their infancy, as are computers right now.
Okay, so are they still in the room?
They are standing by in case the officers need anything, but they are along the walls, being as invisible as they can unless something is needed.
Okay. What is it that, out of character, what is it that we are drinking?
For the occasion, the captain would have brought a wine out for dinner. But there is also water available for those who do not want to drink.
How's your meal? Would you like a salad? Or how that you're looking at?
No, this is sufficient.
Well, if Venusians do not eat meat, then what do you eat on your home world?
Our ecosystems such that the insects of our world are quite numerous as well as large. They are the primary source of protein. We also tend to have a more, how do you say, vegetarian diet? Though that is not quite the correct word.
Fascinating. Do they have wine as well? She holds up her glass, sort of like to point it out.
Not such as this. We have types of alcohols, but this is curious.
It's quite a good wine, Captain Stone.
It is the vintage I save for special occasions. Then he would look over at Danica. Venusian culture fascinates me. What do you know of the ancient mythologies of your people?
As most Venusians, I am classically educated in our lore, I suppose you would say.
Your father is a senator, is he not?
You are correct.
I understand he is undecided about bringing Venusia into the war, of forming a Venusian starfleet and raising a Venusian army. Quite a radical departure from your current civilization.
Indeed, Venusians are, by and large, peaceful. We do not fight.
It was not always that way, was it?
So the stories say. That was very long ago.
I wonder if it was so long ago. Think about it. The Venusian Foreign Legion has not been around for as long as Venusian culture has. And yet, despite an ancient rivalry with Mercury, one that it is claimed goes as far back as the foundation of your cultures, Venus has never been conquered.
Your information is correct.
Which tells me that Venus once was a mighty warrior culture no different from Mercury or Mars, or Terra. I wonder what changed, and what it would take to get them to change back.
You must forgive me, Captain Stone. I thought it was the custom of Terrans to not discuss politics over dinner.
Oh, that's about
Impolite,
all we
sir.
discuss.
In polite circles, you are correct, and normally I enforce a policy of leaving ship's business at the door. However, you are a special case. Your father has great influence among the undecideds in the Senate, and we would like to show your father and your family that it is beneficial to be a friend of Terra.
There is seldom a disadvantage to friendships, except in the cases where it may, how would you say, give insult to certain parties.
The
And that's
Mercurians. Go ahead.
and that's the last thing we want to be doing over dinner, is insulting our guest. Perhaps, if you'll pardon myself, we might table the conversation, discuss lighter things.
Captain will nod. Very well.
Danica, at risk of bringing up a sore subject, how is it you found yourself in the company of those pirates? Being that you're
Out of
safe now, being that you're safe now, I believe you're in a good and healthy place to be able to discuss such things. Get it off your chest if you like.
out of character, I think I missed part of that.
She's
I'm
asking
interested.
what, Wander?
I was telling Charlotte I sent her a brief message reminding her. Are we good? Can we continue?
No, I did not hear what Hadaza said.
Oh, out of character, she was asking how you came to find yourself on board the pirate ship.
Okay, back in. I was, at the time, on my parents' estate, a small hole on one of Venus's moons. The pirates attacked the settlement there.
What
Sure,
was
well,
their plan to Sorry, go ahead.
hurt? I say, sure, was your family hurt at the time? And was your family hurt during the attack? Is your father all right?
They
And
were
your
not
mother?
there at the time. It is not unusual that I stay there alone.
What was their plan with you? Surely something disgusting and nefarious.
That I do not know, but they did.
You got cut off there.
Charlotte, we lost you, honey.
Out of character, I didn't hear it.
So, Ursa had asked what they were planning on doing with her, something nefarious likely, and you had started to answer, but you got cut off.
That I do not know, they did not say.
Well, it's very lucky that we rescued you then. Heaven knows where you'd be now if we hadn't.
Likely in the arms of rebel scum.
Indeed, I suppose I am fortunate.
Indeed, and we hope to continue that fortune to the rest of your family.
I am sure you will have the gratitude of my mother and my father, Captain.
So, have they been informed of your whereabouts?
We have been unable to send a long range communication, but as soon as we are within range to do so, a message will be sent. We will likely need to arrive back at Arsenal before we are able to send such a transmission.
She nods at him.
And what is the duration of that?
We are 6 hours away from Arsenal, which, with the current planetary positions, is itself nearly 3 weeks from Venus.
And her eyebrows are going to furrow a little bit, like she is thinking very hard.
Is that a problem?
Not at all.
That
Well,
is an
rest assured that you are safe upon this ship. We certainly won't be. We certainly won't be attacked by pirates on this. Sorry. Rest assured, you're safe here. We'd never be attacked by pirates on this ship.
And I believe we arranged special accommodations for you for your room. If I'm correct.
Indeed, I would not dream that anyone would be so bold as to attack a Terran vessel.
There are a few, but none of them have the capability to take on a task force like ours.
Unless they've got people on the inside.
Ursa gives Astra a shocked look.
What? I'm a security officer. It's my job to look out for the security of the ship.
And alarm our guest at the same time?
What the lieutenant
Hypotheses on their own are not alarming.
what the lieutenant commander lacks in tact, she makes up for in skill.
Yeah, my lack of tech always got me in trouble.
On a lighter topic, that is an interesting brooch you are wearing, Danica. Is it a family heirloom?
Indeed, it is passed down from mother to daughter.
Do you know how far back it goes?
As I am told, many generations.
I see. And what do you know of your family's history?
Out of character, what are you digging for here?
Well, the whole point is you are not supposed to know what, if anything, he is digging for. It could just be a curiosity about Venusian culture.
Okay, well, out of character, we talked about some of this beforehand, just checking.
If, as a senator's daughter, she is a little cagey and doesn't answer directly, that is fine too. Just do what you
Okay, I'm sorry, ask the question again.
ask the question in character.
Yes, please.
And what do you know about your family's history?
I know what there is to know.
Captain Stone will raise an eyebrow, but, well, his only eyebrow, and say nothing else.
Sure, and I'm curious now that the captain's brought it up. What's the significance of the brooch?
It is ornament.
Passed from mother to daughter through generations. We lost so much during the war. Had to sell what we could for food we could get. Curious, why it would be passed down for so many generations if it was simply ornamental?
Museums have a great appreciation for both family and art. It is not uncommon that families have such pieces. They are identifiers.
So then, it's a family crest. And at what age did you receive it from your mother?
16.
And the date?
The date on Venusia or the date on Terra? I'm not sure I could give you the latter.
I'm sure I could find a way to do the conversion. The date on Venus, if you please.
And she will prattle off something in Venusian.
The doctor will jot it down on something. She probably has a pen or something in her thing, so she's jots down the date. You don't have to remember the time, do you?
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Do not.
You will have to forgive Dr. Cutter. She prides herself on being a doctor not only of medicine but but dabbles in the arcane as well.
Well, we all need a hobby.
Curious.
Knowledge is the one thing we never lost in the war.
And knowledge is the most valuable gift of all.
I'm getting it from different resources. Widens one's perspective in the way you look at the world. The more knowledge you have, the more information you can gather, the more you bring to the world.
Indeed.
Yes, but if I had a legionary ducat for every time that the doctor has predicted doom and gloom for this task force, then I would be a rich man.
Forewarned is forearmed, Captain. Without that doom and gloom, who knows, you might have succumbed to same.
Perhaps.
Do
Now,
you
surely,
have such things on Venusia, Danica? Such as oracles and priests and other spiritual whatnots?
There are some Venusians that keep such practices, but by and large, we are a people of science.
Excellent.
if you'll excuse me, Captain, I'm going to take these calculations and go do the conversion. Danica, I'll see you in the medical bay just as soon as you're finished with dinner.
The captain will nod his permission.
She'll bow her head one more time, cross herself once more, and rise from the table, and then head off to medical.
Now, out of character, dinner was not all that was supposed to happen tonight, so unless there is something you feel super important to talk about, I'm going to go ahead and skip to after dinner.
I'm okay with that.
I don't have any.
All right, we can just assume the small talk ran all the way through dessert. The captain would order the two Marines guarding the door to escort Danica to Dr. Cutter's waiting room, I guess. My mind evacuated all knowledge about ship's medical facilities. So,
NBD, that works.
what does everybody else want to do?
Um, I think probably once we know she's out of earshot, uh, I at least would want to know what Captain Stone's plan is.
Same.
Okay, then those two officers can stay behind and talk to him. I already know what the doctor is up to. Astra.
Oh, she wants to know what the plan is.
Oh, okay, so all the officers stayed. All right, so the Marines and Danica leave the room. Captain Stone rises as well, but he sees that everyone else is staying. Are you guys seated or standing?
Seated, but if he stands, Ursa would stand up.
Yeah, she would stand up as well if he's.
But
Captain,
nobody's
may we
moved.
have a word?
Of course.
What exactly is the plan? I think all of us are probably wondering the same thing.
The plan is the same as the one I gave before dinner and right after the rescue from the pirates. We are returning to Space Station Arsenal, and from there we will continue on our patrol route towards Venus. Once in range, we will message Danica's family and arrange for her to be returned to her family, to her mother and her father. And perhaps, with the good treatment she has received and what she has learned aboard ship, she will be able to show her father that it is beneficial to be a friend of Terra.
Yes, forgive me for not being more clear. I understood what the plan was physically. I just wasn't sure if you wanted us to continue to try and persuade her to join the Legion of Terra.
I simply want you to go about your duties, to do what you need to do as officers. Treat our guest with respect, answer her questions. If you have questions about her culture, feel free to ask them. But do not overtly try to convince her of anything. Venusians are, by and large, politicians, ambassadors. They are logical and very deductive. If you are trying to persuade her, she will know, and she may take offense.
Understood?
Is giving her access to the entire library wise?
It was only my personal library in my ready room.
So
Work
there's
with Syrian classical literature, Venusian logic and their classical literature, Martian and Mercurian technical manuals, and what little literature those two cultures have come up with.
so nothing to that could possibly be used to
Nothing that can be weaponized against the Legion of Terra, no.
yes, thank you.
If that is all, you may all be dismissed.
She will leave.
Yep,
And the
Ursula will
captain
leave
will.
too.
Now, the captain's mess is right off of his quarters, so he will just return to his quarters. What does everybody else want to do?
I can't think of anything, but I, as a player, would be interested in the scene between Danica and the doctor.
Of course you would.
Same here.
Well, we can take care of that scene next.
Or, the doctor could go hide under the table. But
Granted, I imagine that Astra will be going on some kind of patrol while that is going on, so.
All right, so Astra is doing her duty as the security officer. Now, keep in mind this is a one shot. It's not all action and shoot 'em up. I gave you guys plenty of character hooks. If there are people you want to talk to, conversations you want to have, go for it.
I'm gonna go visit Donica and the doctor. Uh, but I will wait until after they're seen to approach.
All right, makes sense. So it
so you're
sounds like
gonna.
the doctor and Danica are up.
So she's number one is just gonna hover while the doctor is inspecting Danica.
I got the impression she's waiting outside the medical facility for the physical to be finished.
Correct. I figure it would
I
be rude to just walk in there while he was giving this lady her physical.
just determining the actual physical whereabouts of the character. Let me know when you're ready,
So,
Charlotte.
Ready as ever will be.
Sure, and come along and sit up on the table now. She'll look at the Marines, and you can go.
sorry, ma'am. We are here for security.
She walks right up to them. I'll not say this again. You'll step outside and respect the lady's privacy.
Captain's orders, ma'am. Security.
She walks over to the comm panel. Captain Stone, please report to the medical bay.
I'm on my way.
And then I will comply and move to the table.
While we're waiting for the captain to arrive, I'm going to need full name, full date of birth, time, and location, if you please. Didn't catch any of that, Charlotte. I broke her.
She just said 1 sec in the chat.
Yeah, I know. You guys had all better have this information on deck. Just saying.
Why do we all need it?
Because I said so.
I don't take orders from you.
Hate me. Make something up, Charlotte. It's all kind of irrelevant information. I'm pull it right out your Aunt Fanny.
No, I'm a character. I have it in front of me. She rattles it off. Her family name is long.
I've never done numerology before, but your name? I'd have to look that up. While she's waiting, she scampers off to go do the calculations to take it from Venusian into Terran.
She would have questioned numerology.
Each letter has a certain numerical value to it. Take those numbers, all the letters, you add them up. You turn them into numbers, you add them up. Then you get down to a base single number. What that base single number tells you more about the person that you're talking to. And in my case, how best to treat them. Do the same thing with the astrology. Hey, caterer. No, it's not the word I want. Temper. Anyway, I make it so that we can put all of it together. Yes, Commander. One moment, please. Now get these 2 great apes out of my medical bay. Lady needs some privacy if I'm going to be doing a full examination, and I don't want them ogling at her.
Okay, that was outside where Ava said that Hera was standing.
My bad. I sit up now.
Oh, you're fine. But if we're entertaining that brief interruption, I'll just do that in character, skipping outside the medical. As Captain Stone approaches, and he sees Hera standing there, Commander Stern, is there a problem?
No problem. I just wanted to get more acquainted with our guest.
I see. And you are respecting her privacy during her examination.
Correct.
Well, then I wonder what Dr. Cutter has summoned me for. And with that, he would key the door and step into the med bay. Doctor,
Anders, Captain. Armid, gosh, shut my hand mouth broken. Captain Stone, I'll get these two great behemoths out of my medical bay. I'll not have them ogling my patient while we're standing here trying to do an examination.
calm yourself, Doctor. The Marines are only here for security.
I couldn't give a hang why they're here. You'll take them out with you when you leave.
Miss Ortis, is there a problem with security at the door?
Is this unusual?
Let's just say it does not happen when soldiers and officers are getting their examinations, but it is for your safety. However, if it makes you and the doctor more comfortable, he will turn to the Marines. You two may resume your post outside. And the Marines will give the Terran salute and file through the door. And Captain Stone would look at Dr. Cutter and say, "The commander is requesting an audience with our guest as soon as you are finished the exam. If you could notify her when you are finished, she is right outside."
Of course, Captain, and thank you so very much for understanding. We must keep the privacy of the lady. Don't you understand?
Yes, I do. Very well, I leave you to it, Doctor.
I'll let the
And
commander know just as soon as we're finished.
he will nod, give the Terran salute, and leave the medbay.
There now. Isn't that better?
Well, I will admit to being relieved with fewer people.
A delicate creature such as yourself shouldn't have to be held under such scrutiny. And those two are the worst of the bunch. Now, go
Indeed,
ahead.
I understand the logic of Captain Stone's caution. However, as I said, Venusians do not fight, so I am unsure what threat he believes I pose.
I don't think it's about the threat you pose, dear. I think it's honestly more about making sure nothing threatens you.
See.
Now, off you go with the clothes and put this on. And she'll turn her back
You-
while Danica's getting changed, gathering some of her medical equipment.
And what is the purpose of this?
I know you said, and again her back is turned. I know you said that the pirates were, how did you phrase it? Gentle. But the truth of the matter is, anything could have happened while you were on board. I want to make sure that you're in tip-top shape and in no way, shape, or form harmed, physically or mentally, during your unfortunate incident.
I should protest, but in the interest of peace and accepting your hospitality, I will comply.
She turns around and her arms are full of silver instruments, and you can see a stethoscope, and you can see a thermometer, and you can see a hypodermic needle, and you can see all kinds of things in her hands. And why would you protest?
As I have stated, I am unharmed. I am used to being taken at my word.
She walks over to the table, and you can see a blood pressure cuff and a speculum. My dear girl, pirates are not known to be gentle. And you'll forgive the indelicacy of what I'm about to say. It could have slipped you anything in the world in any way. They might have taken advantage of the situation. You may not have known that they had. Well, let's just not discuss it. If you lay back, please.
And she's not going to say anything.
If you two do not mind, I will pause the medical examination and we can come back to it in a second.
Thank you.
Again, this is fun, but this is only a one shot. We kind of got to move things along. Well, I was hoping Archer would be here by now, but he has not responded to any of my messages. So I'm going to move to a scene in one of the hallways of the ship with the lieutenant commander doing her patrol with likely a pair of Marines as additional security, unless she does not want them. She is the chief of security. I will let her decide. Are you patrolling alone, or are you bringing a Marine or two with you?
She's probably got a team with her.
All right. And as you are going down the hall, you see Sergeant Snipe with two Marines coming from the opposite direction.
Hello, Sergeant.
Good evening, Lieutenant Commander.
What are you up to?
Just doing a routine inspection, ma'am.
Inspection of.
Of vital areas of the ship, ma'am. Captain's orders, increase security. I am just about to check engineering.
What other areas of the ship have you checked?
Well, I started in the Marine barracks. I'm checking engineering. After that, I will check weapons, and then the med bay, then the bridge.
And the captain ordered this extra security? I don't remember seeing the report.
Well, you should have. It should have been in your data pad or your data card for updated security roster. He issued them after the Venusian was brought on board. Do you know where she is?
I do believe she's in the med bay currently.
Yes. Yes, I was wondering if her physical had finished at this point.
I do not know.
Perhaps that is
Perhaps we
something you
should.
should find out.
Perhaps
She
we
will
should.
need to be escorted to her new quarters.
Oh, and where are her new quarters?
I don't know. You'll have to ask the commander. I just know she was told to procure new quarters for our guest. But Captain Stone won't want her wandering the ship by herself.
Yes, true. I'll go check on that.
And I will continue my patrol. And he will do the Terran salute and say, "To victory!"
To victory, and she'll look at the two Marines that are with her. Why don't you go give him a hand?
Sergeant will nod to you. The two Marines with you will join Sergeant Snipe. He will enter engineering.
And Astral will head to sickbay.
Does Ursa want to do anything before we return to sickbay?
Nope.
In the interest of time, I will go ahead and skip the examination ahead a little bit. I will assume that most of the instrumentation parts are done and things are wrapping up.
Actually, there was a piece that I wanted to do very first, but it can be done sort of very
Okay,
first
well,
thing, and then you can end up with that.
that's fine. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. Continue as you were.
First thing she does is once Danica is laid out, she says simply, "Very first thing I want to do is calm you down. So we're going to give you a little shot. You'll be fine." And proceeds to administer a sedative, tranquilizer.
How much tranquilizer?
Okay, this is where I'm going to need Charlotte's help. Hang on. Because I can't spell that. Oh, there's that, isn't there? I'm going to doctor. No, the good doctor has not gone rogue. She does not want to knock the patient out, but she does want to relax her.
Okay. In order to get the right dosage, I will have you roll ingenuity and medicine.
Okay.
See if you can ascertain the correct dosage.
So that's a 9 plus. Ay, Dios mío, I can't see nothing's in here. Hang on. Damn dim lighting. 9 and 5 and 14 and 3 for 17.
All right, you have a fairly good idea based on her size and body weight of how much sedative you need to administer.
Fantastic.
You administer said sedative, and I will need Danica to make a resolve and strength roll. So that's using 2 attributes and not an attribute and a skill.
Okay, I rolled a 7. Now help me out.
I cannot see your character sheet. Hang on, let me see if the other copy came through.
Hang on.
I mean, I can tell you.
All right, just take the result of your die roll, add it to the number next to resolve in your attributes list, and then add the number next to strength in your attributes list. That total result is your final result.
12.
All right, so Danica can tell that she's being affected, but she does not know what the doctor did. She just knows that whatever she was injected with has made her feel funny. But she is relaxed, so you'll need to play it that way. She has been loosened up, but she also is aware that something was done, but again, doesn't know what.
And
And
she's going to flinch slightly when the needle stabs her, and she's going to ask what that is.
truth of the matter is, what I'm about to do next is slightly invasive. So I wanted to make sure that you were relaxed and calm so that you didn't hurt yourself by, or worse yet, have me hurt you as we continue with the examination. She'll lay Danica down and she'll run the stethoscope, blood pressure cuff, check and make sure everything's okay, temperature, flash the little billy bop in her eyes, make sure pupils are reactive and equal, and then put her feet in the steps. Forgive the intrusion. Sorry. Forgive the intrusion, but I want to return you to your parents in the same shape that you left them.
I do understand your logic.
I'm so glad. Thank you so much. I mean, your father, the very last thing we'd want to do is to upset him or your dear mother. That would just break her heart. Your mother, does she have much influence over your father's vote?
And Danica's just kind of chilling there. And she would say, my mother is not a politician.
She looks up over from where she'd been seated. My dear girl, we both know that you don't need to be a politician to have influence over a man. She must have
I
some thoughts on the
I think
subject.
I think you perhaps misunderstand the nature of Venusian senators.
Enlighten me. If for no other reason than to take your mind off of what I'm doing.
As I recall with Terran civilization, their senators represent a geographic area, whereas Venusians' senators represent a family. Our families are much larger than what humans typically claim. My father speaks for the family.
And your family believes it's in the best interest of Venus to. And you'll forgive the character for being stupid. Oh, you mean you forgive me? You'll forgive the player for being stupid. The family supports the introduction of the Venusian army.
The family is currently undecided, which is why
That's
the captain is interested in wooing the senator to get him to.
that's
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, wanted to make sure I was on the right track there. And your father is currently not made a decision one way or the other as to whether or not he wants to support the idea of the Venusian army or to stay neutral. That's my understanding.
Your information is correct. It would break generations of tradition for Venusia to change from neutrality.
There must be some in your family, though. It feels that reclaiming the past, coming down from generation into the new generation, is the wiser course of action, is it not?
How
I lost you, Charlotte. Say again.
far as is provide out of character what?
Yeah, that was my. Say again, please. I lost you. You came in pretty bad.
I would not go as far as even to say the past. It is the current. Out of character. I'm sorry. Can you repeat her question again?
There are some in the out of character. I'll just do it this way. There are some in the family that must feel that it's time to bring back those days of old. It may sway him one way or the other.
I would not go so far as even to say it is in the past. It is the current practice of Venusia to enlist others for our defense by having others fight for us. Is that not choosing a side?
Yes, but what I mean is, Venus is talking about reintroducing their own army, not so much on the foreign legions. What holds back your father's decision one way or the other?
Venusians do not wish to fight. We do not wish to cause harm.
You see, but you would support the art and the beauty of the Terran Empire, no?
I find Terra quite fascinating.
Brilliant. That's lovely. She'll pull out the speculum. You're quite fine, girl. Your mother will be so pleased. Let's get you outside. If you'll sit up, and she'll come around and put her arm around her and pull her up, we'll get you dressed and then we'll take you to your quarters.
And Danica's gonna just go with it because she's a little woozy.
All right, well, we'll jump ahead just a little bit to the medbay doors opening, and the doctor and Danica can see that Lieutenant Commander Briggs and Commander Stern are out there waiting for them.
Well, 'tis quite the escort you've got here. Number one,
You
Commander
need
Briggs. Say again, please.
you need any assistance?
If you'd be so kind, I gave the little lady a sedative in order to help get her through the examination. She'll need a bit of a hand warming back her to her room.
Of course. Go help her.
And the Lieutenant Commander?
Astral moved to the other side to help as well.
I'll write up my report, and she'll look at the two goons standing by the door. I'll write up my report and get it to the captain right away. You're dismissed.
They will both give the Terran salute and follow the commander and lieutenant commander to escort the Venusian to her room.
And Danica will say to both of them, I thank you both for your courtesy.
Oh, you're welcome. It's no problem.
course.
All right, does Ursa want to do anything or talk to anybody before I move on?
No, she's still on the bridge doing her job.
Well, then, I forgot that's where you said you were going. That is perfect then, because the alarm starts going off. There's a red light, or a red light that comes on and stays on, and an alarm klaxon can be heard throughout the ship.
So she looks for someone to give her a report on what it is, unless she can tell herself.
You can go to the security station and see if you can find out what the alarm is for.
So
Or
she
the
immediately does that.
I believe you are the ranking officer on the bridge.
I
So
believe
you
so
can,
too, but just player doesn't know a lot of that. So she would immediately go to whatever panel it is that's going to tell her why the alarms are going off.
all right. She will. This is simpler tech than like Star Wars. You will need to interface with it. So roll ingenuity and technology.
Okay, so 2d6, right?
Yes, roll 2d6, look under attributes for ingenuity, add that to the result of the 2d6, and then look under skills at technology and add that as well.
You just spoke like 900 miles an hour. Okay, so I rolled a 6. Sorry, I rolled a 6. Under ingenuity, I have 4. And what else?
Technology, which is one of the 12 skills.
I have a 2. So 4, 5, 6 plus 6 is 12.
All right, perfect. So you interface with the console. You look at what sensors triggered the alarm, and you find that there was a power loss in engineering. The main engines are offline. All the ship has is maneuvering thrusters.
She contacts engineering to try and find out what is going on and how quickly it'll come back online.
All right, so kind of like the original Star Trek series, there are no communicators for the ship that you carry with you. You have to go to a panel and hit the button. So you do that. You wait for engineering to pick up, and finally, somebody does. And being an officer, you know it is not the voice of the chief engineer.
Who am I speaking to?
This is Private Livingston, ma'am.
Private, what is going on?
I'm not sure what you mean, ma'am. The alarm just started going off.
I know. I can hear them. What made the alarm go off?
One moment, ma'am. Let me find the chief engineer.
She rolls her eyes and stands there.
I'm here. How we doing?
We are doing fantastically. You are about to have work alongside the chief security officer because Private Livingston comes back and says, "Ma'am, we need security down here right away. The chief engineer has been shot."
Because as a Marine, my job is to basically, when we're not on land, I'm a glorified security guard, right?
Pretty much.
Cool. All right, team. Sorry if I'm a little behind.
No, it's
I'm
fine.
gonna do my best to catch up to all of us.
So out of character, he told her to contact security. That's Astra, right?
Yes, it is. So Astra would soon get a ping on her communicator from the bridge, presumably.
Can she answer it?
Of course, but I was making the assumption that that Lieutenant Stone contacted her.
Yes, she did.
Well, go ahead then.
Hello.
I need you to report to the engineering room immediately. There is a report that the head engineer has been shot.
I'm on my way. Is out of character, is Astra still with the EXO and I can't think of her name. Danica?
She just got to her room, but she's not settled in yet.
So Astra will look at yeah, I can't think of what your character's name is, Ava.
Commander Stern.
Yeah, Commander Stern. Can you take this from here? There's an emergency in engineering.
Of course.
Thank you. And she'll look at Danica. I'm sure it's nothing major. Don't worry. And she'll take off in a dead sprint for engineering.
Does Lieutenant Ursa contact anybody else?
Yes, she's going to contact Captain Stone and notify him. Well, I'll just notify him. Captain Stone,
What is it, Lieutenant?
the ship's engines are offline. Only auxiliary. I'm sorry. Only what was the power? Sorry, out of character. What was the only thing left on?
Maneuvering thrusters.
Thank you. Only maneuvering thrusters are online, sir. And there's a report from engineering that someone has been shot. Believe the head engineer. Astra is on her way down there, but I feel you should know immediately something is going on.
Understood. I will be up to the bridge momentarily.
Excellent. And she turns around and starts trying to get more information about what else is going on the ship. If she can tell anything.
You will need to coordinate with your other officers for that information.
Hang on. Oh, okay. So these people do have like the equivalent of a comlink, or they don't.
You have to use comm panels like in the original Star Trek show.
Okay. So she goes to the comm panel and contacts Chief Medical Officer Depa Cutter. Dr. Cutter.
What?
Sorry, you got cut off. I just saw your light turn green, but not what you said.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Please report to the engineering room. Someone has been shot.
On my way.
That's it for her. She's just gonna stand and wait for the captain to arrive.
Well, the captain does arrive shortly, but we will skip to engineering where the chief security officer, so that's Kitty, I'm trying to help Archer get caught up, or Princess Ashra Kore, as she is in the server. That's the chief security officer and the doctor, that's Hodge, arrive at engineering. There is pandemonium. There are 2 Marines and another engineer hovering over a body.
That's where she's headed.
Hey, so that I can hop in here, because I'm a Marine, would I have been called into this? That way I can start.
That
What?
depends. That depends. Lieutenant Commander Briggs?
'Cause I'm a
Yes.
sergeant.
Yes, she would have called for.
Cool. Hey, buddy, have you been using the correct accent for my character if I've spoken at all?
You spoke a couple lines. I did not know what accent you were going with.
Oh, we were supposed to do Scottish. We've been over this.
Sharon, you and I are going to have something to say about that.
Yes. Yes.
In my defense, I put in Gunther's bio that he was a Wehrmacht sniper, so...
Oh, I'm supposed to do... Wait, where did you... Did I miss this?
Dude.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Apparently.
so sorry.
Anyway. Alright, so we've got the doctor, the sergeant of the Marines, and the chief security officer all here. All arriving at roughly the same time. There's a body on the floor, one engineer, and two just grunt Marines standing over him.
Oh, I do see that you wrote that. I guess I'm German.
Anybody can speak.
What are you two doing? And Astra is addressing the two Marines standing over the body.
Security, ma'am, in case the killer's still in engineering.
Which one of you were on guard here when this happened?
We were, sir. You assigned us guard duty outside the door.
God damn it, you didn't tell me this. Okay,
I
I would
did.
have
I
known.
messaged you to catch you. Okay, never mind. Whatever.
What happened? I would have said, what happened? You two were on guard here. Why didn't you notice? What did you hear? What do you know?
But we were
I
outside
think
the door. Go ahead.
I'm thinking to take the conversation away from my patient so I can get in here and work.
Your
The
patient
Marines,
is dead. I don't see what more you can do for him.
That's
The
not
Marines-
your call to make. Get out of the way.
the Marines will have nodded and moved away. The engineer would look at the doctor and say, "Is there anything you can do for him?"
According to this lot, he's dead, but until I can get down there and ascertain the situation for myself, the answer is no.
Right. Well, let me know if you need anything.
We need you to go away.
Yes, ma'am. And he'll step back several steps, and he'll shout to the other gawkers, "Everybody get back!" And they do. So I'll need you to make ingenuity and medicine, ascertain this poor cadaver, and we'll go over to Archer to interrogate his underlings.
Cool.
Ingenuity in medicine, you said, takes me to 14.
Well, yeah, yes, you are able to ascertain he is dead. He is most certainly dead. There is a nice ray gun burn in his chest.
Ruby, she gets up and walks out.
The engineer yells, "Wait, doctor! Is there anything you can do for him?"
No!
The only thing we can do now is get ready for the funeral. Now, you two,
And
what
find the
happened
killer.
here?
Well, we don't know, sir. We were outside the door as ordered.
And you heard nothing?
Well, we heard the ray gun shot.
And
That's when we
then?
came running in. Well, that's when we came running in, and the chief engineer was already dead. Nobody saw what happened. We asked.
So you expect me to believe that someone got in this room, had fired a shot, and then left without you seeing anything?
The only person we saw in or out of this room was you, and then the doctor, and the chief security officer, ma'am. And they would both salute Lieutenant Commander Briggs.
She'll nod, and then. So no one else has left engineering, correct?
Well, a few technicians fled after the ray gun shot, but we took note of who they are. We can get you that information.
Yes. Find the technicians, and then I want everyone in engineering accounted for. Everyone that's in here currently accounted for.
So, let me get this straight. Everybody who was in engineering when the shot went off, you want back in engineering to speak with you.
Yes.
We must interrogate these technicians to find out what they have seen.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. They'll both give the Terran salute and rush off in different directions.
Before they do, I want to grab one and say, send me who you saw run out of this room. I will also personally look into this. Because I'm assuming I have some kind of data pad that they can write that down on, yeah?
Sorry, can you repeat that? You broke up a little.
I told them to send me the information on who the technicians were that they saw run out. I'm assuming I have a data pad that they can send that to.
Yes, but one thing you may have missed, there is no sending or transmitting. Computers with this level of tech are in their infancy. Computers act as databases, and they do calculations for flight. Everything is put on data cards that have to be inserted and read by your datapad. The datapads have no internal storage and no ability to send or receive.
Got it. Can they put this on a data card for me then? Or no, just write me a list. I think it's a simpler way to do it.
Right, so they do start compiling a list of everybody who should have been on duty.
All right. I'm going to take that list and I'm going to start looking for whoever might have done this.
So do you leave engineering to go on your search?
Yeah. Because I'm assuming that there are different... Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the ship is... How big is this ship?
Think the Tantive 4 from Star Wars.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm going to start this search.
So do you tell anyone that, or do you just walk out silently?
Do I have a commanding officer in here?
Technically, Lieutenant Commander Briggs as the Chief of Security.
Right. Then I guess is Lieutenant Commander Briggs.
Yeah.
You're Lieutenant Commander Briggs?
Yes, I'm Lieutenant. We've
Cool.
been talking to. Oh my goodness.
Listen, I just got here, okay? I'm sorry.
Well, come on, let's not break Kitty. We're pushed for time.
I was gonna say, James just shot to hell. Kitty started giggling.
All right, then I'm gonna salute and say, Lieutenant Commander, if there is nothing else you need from me here, I will go and follow up on this list and find the perpetrator.
How many Marines do you have in your platoon?
How many Marines do I have?
There are 100 Marines total aboard the Indomitable.
100 Marines, soon to be 2 less considering the performance of the 2 I had guarding here.
Send me 15. I want a sweep of engineering.
Yes, ma'am.
Other than that, you're good to go.
Cool. I'll salute that. I'll go to a comm panel and I'll...
Understood. So you make the arrangements for the Marines. What is everybody else in the room doing?
Who's in charge of engineering now that the chief is dead?
That would be the guy that was yelling at everybody.
She's gonna go find him.
He's kneeling over the dead chief engineer, looking like he's trying to keep it together.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you know him well?
He he was my best friend, ma'am. We both survived the Martian invasion together. We both joined the Space Defense Force, or the Earth Defense Force together. It wasn't supposed to end like this.
For now, I understand this has to be hard, but for now, I need you to focus on the task at hand. Someone shot your friend. We need to find them, but we also need to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the ship. I need you to get your engineers on that immediately.
Yes, ma'am. I'll need access to the security console.
What for?
Right over there. Diagnostics. Normally, the chief engineer is the only one who can access. He's the only one with the code.
Thus.
No one else has access to that panel.
No, ma'am. Only the chief engineer. It's a security thing.
Do you have any idea who could have shot him?
I don't know. I really don't. I was just going about my duties. He was up there watching everything, keeping an eye out. The sergeant came in doing his inspection, and he was talking to the chief engineer, but he was gone, I think, before he was shot.
Can Astra access that panel?
You can go up to it, give me ingenuity and technology. Try to interface with the panel using your own security code.
So what am I doing? Like, what am I supposed to roll?
Roll your 2d6, look under your attributes and find ingenuity, add that to the result, and then look under skills where you see technology and add that to the results.
Okay. Give me one moment.
While she's rolling, is anybody else doing anything, like contacting the captain or the bridge?
The captain has already been contacted.
Yes, and he is on the bridge awaiting further reports, but as far as I'm aware, nobody has reported anything.
Okay, yes, correct.
16.
Okay. What is the first officer up to while I narrate the continuation of this? Ava, you got Danica settled, and then what did you want to do? The alarms are still going off, but your character has no idea what's going on. Just that there was a crisis in engineering.
I guess she'll go to engineering and find out what's going on.
Okay, just want to make sure you weren't left out.
And then I'm hunting down all the people on this list and assigning Marines, like telling them to go places and assigning Marines to interrogate them.
Yes, setting up the security net.
Yeah, you get me.
Yeah. Right, so, uh, uh, Lieutenant Commander Briggs accesses the console, puts in her code, and she is locked out. Her code is not high enough clearance to access the station.
Oh, joy. Well, then she's gonna go find the comm panel to go talk to the bridge.
This is the bridge.
Is the captain there?
This is the captain. What is your report, Lieutenant Commander?
My apologies, I didn't recognize your voice. Someone has shot our chief engineer. I requested that the engineers check over engineering, make sure there was no sabotage. However, we are locked out of a panel that only the chief engineer had access to.
I see. So our chief engineer is a traitor.
Our chief engineer is dead.
I
And
see.
no one knows who shot him.
You are the chief of security, Lieutenant Commander. I expect you to get to the bottom of this. In the meantime, my captain's clearance code or the first officer's code should unfreeze the console and give you access to engineering. One moment.
Thank you.
And the captain would use the comm station to contact the first officer. Commander Stern, what is your location?
On my way to the bridge.
Divert to engineering. I need you to access the main engineering console. It seems the chief engineer is dead, and our engines are still offline.
Understood. She will make her way to the engineering.
All right. Um, just make sure nobody's left out. Danica is alone in her quarters. Does she try to do anything, or is she still sleeping off the woozies?
I was going to ask if it had worn off.
Uh,
I
give,
need to roll for that.
give me resolve and strength.
$11.
It is mostly worn off. There's still the ghost of an effect, but you are more or less back to normal.
Okay, so she's looking around the room.
Out of character, can she hear the klaxons?
Yes, these are ship-wide. She knows something is going on.
Did I lose everybody?
No, sorry. Charlotte messaged me that she had said something, but I did not hear her.
I can hear you, Amy.
Okay, thanks.
I can hear.
All right, so Charlotte messaged me that she was looking around the room but not doing anything as of yet. So she would just see that it is some low-level officers' quarters. Does not look like it is currently in use, but there are basic, simple amenities. She is laying on the bed. Whenever she wants to get up and move around, you are free to do so. If you do not want to do anything, we will go back to main engineering and see if any of the officers want to do anything, including the first officer who has arrived.
I don't have anything at the moment.
Am I understanding correctly that we just lost our chief engineer?
Yes, that's correct.
Is there any footage in this area or cameras?
If there are, I believe we need your code to access them. We're locked out of the.
Remember what I said. Computers are in their infancy. There are no security cameras.
Ah,
Right. There are no security cameras. What are those?
Well, obviously, the first officer would also not know about such things. I am treating that as an out of character question.
yeah, sorry about that. I didn't-
Yes, we've lost our chief engineer and we're currently locked out of the main engineering consult.
Go try to see if she can get into the console.
All right, you will need ingenuity and technology. You get a +2 for being the security or the first officer.
For both roles? Got a +2 for both roles.
No, it's +2 to your cumulative result. So you roll your 2d6, add your ingenuity, add your technology, and then add +2.
Okay. Ingenuity and what?
Ingenuity and technology. Do you have it? Do I need to walk you through it again?
I got it. It's 7 if I add them up together.
So the dice plus your ingenuity plus your technology adds up to a 7 total.
Oh, no, it's without the roll.
Okay, so add that 7 to the result of your 2d6. Hello.
18.
All right, you are able to access the panel, and it takes your security code. But you are no engineer, and you cannot figure out how to get these engines back on.
To look at Astra. Do we have another engineer somewhere?
And Astra will look over to the person who's currently in charge of engineering. Hey.
Oh, right. Stand aside, ma'am. Let me take over.
Oh, stand aside.
As will Astra, but she'll watch over the individual's shoulder.
He takes a couple minutes tapping at the controls, and then he turns back to you both with a grim look on his face and says, I can't do it. I don't know how, but this is just complete garbage. I'll have to shut the engines completely down, lose all power to the ship, and then start them cold.
Why?
Because whoever did this, chief engineer or otherwise, they just completely messed up the system. Deleted lines of code, scrambled things. I can't make heads or tails of it. The only way to reset it is to power everything completely off and then power it back on and hope that resets it.
That would leave us as sitting ducks.
Yes, it would. We have backup power, but that's only enough for the maneuvering thrusters and a slow speed on the engines. We wouldn't be able to power the lightning shield or the arc lasers.
And with that, Astra's going to go to the comm panel to report this to the captain.
Lieutenant Commander, report.
Whoever managed to get on board is apparently very good at scrambling things. According to the engineer, we have to shut down the engines and stop the ship cold and restart it.
Restart the engines? Shut down completely? That will take several hours.
Not to mention leave us completely powerless and at the mercy of anybody watching and waiting.
Well, we would have backup power that could power the thrusters, but it wouldn't power the.
Understood, Lieutenant Commander. Start the process. I want this done as quickly as possible.
Aye, Captain. And she'll look to the engineer. Get started.
Yes, ma'am. Do any of the other officers want to do anything?
Have I heard anything from any of my Marines?
Yes, actually, I was about to switch to you. You get a report on the nearest comm panel saying that there have been shots fired in the weapons. I'm blanking on the term again. The
Armory?
no, not the arm. Where the control center for all of the ship's arc lasers.
Damn it. Okay, alright, yeah, I guess I'm going there.
So grab a squad of the nearest guys and rush in.
Exactly.
Does anybody else? I mean, the comm panels are not precise because no one knows where anyone is on the ship at any given time. So everyone heard the alert.
You've got to be kidding me. Are there any Marines currently in engineering?
Yes, you called for 15 Marines. They are in engineering.
So she's gonna call the most senior one over.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to watch that engineer.
Yes, ma'am. Like a hawk, ma'am.
And she'll look to the first officer. Shall I stay here or go investigate the shots in the weapons control area?
Is she addressing first officer Harris Stern, or is she addressing the man she was just speaking to?
She was addressing the first
officer.
officer.
She said first officer.
Let me go with you.
Okay, so both Commander Stern and Lieutenant Commander Briggs are on their way to main fire control. Outside main fire control, Sergeant Snipe and his Marines arrive to find 2 Marines with ray guns activated and trying to melt through the door.
What is going on here?
Sir, we heard 2 shots fired in main fire control. The door seems to be jammed. We're trying to cut it off its hinges.
Who has been in here?
Nobody, sir. As far as we are aware.
Are you telling me that who's the guy in charge in this room? Like, where does this room lead to? Who'd be in there? Or I guess that's a better question. Who is in there?
The fire team, sir.
Are you telling those that what?
Fire the ship's arc lasers.
Are you telling me that the fire team has sealed themselves in this room?
That is what it appears, sir.
Is there a comm panel in there?
Of course there is, sir.
That was out of character.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I'd like to get on the comm panel and call these fools.
A very, very nervous sounding voice answers, yes, sir.
What is going on in there?
We don't know, sir. The Master at Arms has been shot.
And who is in this room?
Just the fire team, sir. That's all.
How big is the fire team?
It's probably 4 or 5 technicians, and then the Master at Arms.
Oh, so there's Cool. If I go through my list of technicians, I'm gonna ask if any of these people are in there.
One of them was supposed to show up for duty 30 minutes ago.
Understood. And then I'm going to turn to my 2 Marines and I'm going to say, "Get that door open!" And then I'm going to... actually, I would like to call my Lieutenant Commander.
Right. All right, so as you're leaving engineering, you're halfway there, we'll even say. And the nearest comm panel chirps, calling for the Lieutenant Commander.
This is Lieutenant Commander Briggs. What's going on?
This is Sergeant Snipes. The fire team has sealed themselves inside of the weapons control room, and one of the lieutenants from the engineering room was supposed to be there, but is currently missing.
Is anyone hurt?
One dead. What was the rank of the person dead?
Master at Arms.
The Master at Arms has been shot.
Oh, for the love of... Has everyone on this ship lost their minds?
It would appear so, Lieutenant.
All right, get into that room. And lock everyone in there, all of the techs in there down. Don't let anyone leave.
Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to look for the missing technician?
Yes, someone needs to find the missing technician.
Aye,
What is
Lieutenant.
their name?
D-Dog, what was their name?
That is a good question.
Technician Dingus Dongus.
Private Biggest.
What now?
I said Private Biggest Dickus.
Private Mike Oxlong.
Okay, suffice to say you have a name. I did not come up with one and my mind just went...
I'm gonna go with Mike Oxlong.
Lieutenant
Wonderful.
Private Oxlong.
Send out a report. I want all of I want all of the Marines and security to be on the lookout for them.
And right after she finishes saying that, the comm cuts out because the ship's main power is offline.
Oh, for the love of
Damn it! I wanted to get in one more call.
God damn it. And Astral look at the EXO and see if she has any orders. If not, she is actually gonna head to the bridge.
All right, so double checking just so I'm keeping track of everybody. The first officer is continuing on to main fire control. The lieutenant commander is returning to the bridge. And what is Sergeant Snipe up to?
I guess I'm looking for Private Oxlong.
All right, well, you know where his quarters are. You can go try to confront him.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it. I don't expect to find him there, but yeah.
Well, do you start there? I kind of need to know where you're going.
Yeah, I'm gonna head in that direction. I'm assuming all the quarters are pretty much next to each other.
Yeah, crew quarters are all in very much the same area. They are stratified by rank, but yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna start looking for Private Oxlong.
All right. In the meantime, on the bridge, one of the bridge technicians gets the two officers' attention. Captain,
Yes.
Lieutenant, I have something on the scopes.
What is it?
Unclear, ma'am. Passive sensors only, since we're in auxiliary power.
She glances at the captain.
He looks at the panel, looks out the window in the direction it is, and roll for me, Ursa. Roll awareness and ingenuity. Those are both attributes. You're not adding a skill this time.
Okay, I rolled 2d6, which equal 4. I have a 3 awareness and a 4 ingenuity.
So that's a total of 11.
Yep.
You look out the window, but you just see a bunch of asteroids because you're still in the asteroid belt.
Where are we heading to?
Space Station Arsenal. It was only supposed to be a couple hours journey, but now you have saboteurs running around.
And we're leaving from Earth, yeah?
No, you're leaving from another point in the asteroid belt. If you had read the lore dumps, you would find that the Venusian was rescued from a pirate ship that had entered the asteroid belt.
When you say rescued, I'm assuming you're putting that in quotes, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, got it.
The
Okay, and
pirates
then...
were all killed, but yes.
Got it.
So,
And so
Ursa.
the
Sorry, go
the
ahead.
space station we're going to is also in the asteroid belt. We're just like circumnavigating the belt.
Yeah, it's the nearest port of call, so to speak.
Got it.
Ursa turns to look at the captain, who is also her father, and gives him a serious look and says, "We are sitting ducks."
Yes. And look there. And he points out the window, which you've already made your roll. You just see asteroids.
I can't see what you're pointing at.
I thought I saw something. The sun glinting off metal. We may be in for a surprise.
Maybe. There's chaos happening everywhere on this ship, and none of us know what the other is doing. Now we possibly have somebody coming up on us. Unlikely it is someone friendly. What do we do?
Well, with auxiliary power, we will be unable to power the lightning shields or the arc laser pods. It will be several hours before main power is offline. I want you to plot a course through the asteroid belt. Navigate in as close to as many of the asteroids as you can. Order our escorting rocket ships to provide a screening force. We can play cat and mouse with whoever it is that is hunting us.
If we can manage to get power back online, I will do that. But it may be several hours, you said.
Yes, it will be several hours before Indomitable is functional, but we have 4 rocket ships and 4 squadrons of fighters escorting us. Get them into screening position.
Yes, sir. And she turns and does that.
So while she is giving the orders, the rest of the officers that were heading there arrive at main fire control, where the door has been blasted off its hinges and the techs are being held at gunpoint by the Marines.
Hey guys, I'll be right back. My cat is yelling at me. I think she.
All right, go deal with your cat.
Yeah, I know.
What is happening in main fire control?
I forget who all is there.
That would be Commander Stern and the Doctor. The security officer was heading for the bridge.
Okay, thank you.
Sergeant is headed off looking for the suspect.
Yes, Private Oxlong, as we have dubbed him.
I understand there's one dead, but there's one injured.
One of the Marines says, "The Master at Arms has been shot. We can't tell if he's alive or not."
That'd be my job. She'll walk over to him.
All right, well, you know the drill at this point. Ingenuity and medicine.
Nope. Ingenuity is 13, 16. Oops. Yeah, 16.
You can ascertain that this man is definitely dead. This time, though, there are 2 burn marks. He did have some light armor, and it took 2 shots to kill him.
So we have 2 corpses in here, and the corpse that's still in engineering.
What? No, there's only 1 corpse, the Master at Arms. No one else was shot.
Okay. See, I thought there were 2 bodies in here.
No, everyone else is fine, but nobody else saw anything.
Okay.
Is the first officer doing anything?
She just posted in the text chat by fire.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt. I'm gonna go check on our new friend because whoever's trying to hijack the ship might either go to the bridge or try to take a hostage.
All right.
Out of character question, I assume there's more in the sick bay. The doctor has assistants. Would not be calling on Marines to start hauling corpses.
I'm back. What I missed?
He has a pair of very simple robots. As I said, computers are in their infancy, but true to the sci-fi, your space opera setting, you've got some very, very simple, very clunky robots that can help you move things.
That don't help me move things, or did?
They do. Basically,
Good.
think if this was a TV show being made in the 60s, you'd have a guy wearing cardboard boxes and heating ducts.
Oh, they're the Cybermen.
You're
Yeah,
right.
pretty much. Classic Who Cybermen, pretty much.
Classic Who Cyberman. Thank you. That there fits the bill. You know, she is, and I can't order them to pick up those corpses from here. I have to go back to sickbay. The comm panels are down.
No, comm panels are on. It's one of the basic ship functions. Auxiliary power, you have life support, comms, and maneuvering thrusters, and that's really about it.
Yeah, but trying to order Yashu and Stashu to do this in 2 different directions. Guess what? I'm about to hijack 2 Marines.
Alright. Does the first officer let you? I mean, you were a ship's officer too, so go for it.
Hey team, what did I miss while I had to let my cat outside?
Just people going places.
Thank you, that's informative.
The doctor has discovered that the Master at Arms is dead, been shot twice through the armor.
God damn it.
Yeah.
What is our illustrious commander doing?
Oh, I don't know whose TV that is, but it is
Right?
super loud.
I know. There's no. It's not 2354. It's 1950, and there is no Federation.
Thank you.
Lieutenant Commander, are you or Commander Stern? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, she said she was going to go check on the guest, on Danica.
Right. Okay, so she's not in the room. All right. So yeah,
No.
definitely the doctor can hijack as many Marines as she wants to move bodies.
Good. She's going to tell one, grab the Master at Arms, take him to sickbay. She's going to look at another one and say, there's a body in engineering, the chief engineer, bring him to sickbay.
Yes, ma'am. And they'll do the Terran salute and head out. Jumping to outside Danica's quarters, the first officer and the sergeant of the Marines run into each other.
Wait, I didn't find, because Oxlong, was he in his room?
You're not quite there yet. You're passing through. You're near
Gotcha.
the room that Danica has been assigned, and you run into the first officer.
Oh, okay, so this is on the way to... Okay, got it.
Yeah, you asked about quarters. They are all in the same area.
Right, yeah, okay. So I will salute the first officer.
First officer. Ava!
Just salute and met with silence. It's like a death glare.
Right.
Oh, Shanad.
Is that all? You two just pass each other?
Oh wait, sorry, I missed that. What did you say? Before I missed what?
Oh,
She gave a
Ava?
nod.
I'm gonna say, is there anything you need, officer?
I would say check the bridge, and if not, think of places that they might head next. They hit the weapons, so they might be heading somewhere else.
Wait, check the... What did you say first? Check the what now?
Bridge.
There are several Marines on the bridge. I was ordered by my lieutenant commander to look for Private Oxlong, our chief suspect.
Haven't seen him.
I am on my way to his quarters. What, if I may ask, what are you doing in the quarters at this time?
I was gonna check on to our new guest to make sure she was still unharmed.
Do you think our guest could have anything to do with what is happening here?
No. And she'll
No.
give like a raised eyebrow at that assumption.
Because, wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but this all started after we captured that pirate ship, right?
That is correct. Everything was Gucci until then.
Okay,
Yeah, but
my
what you
fear.
missed is that the doctor drugged the shit out of her.
Which is why
Yeah.
she raised the eyebrow.
Right. Got it. Okay, I missed that. My fear is that there may have been more pirates on that ship than we knew.
Our guest is not a pirate, and she has an alibi for her whereabouts.
Do we know if she was with the pirates willingly or if she was captured?
So that they were friendly.
I do not think we can assume that this has any good intentions towards us.
Well, she wasn't the person that killed the chief engineer. She was heavily sedated and's been in her room. So she's innocent until proven otherwise.
That is how the justice system works. Shit, fair enough.
So what are you two actually doing? Are you just standing outside in the hall chewing the fat?
I guess I'll go check for Oxlong.
And I'm
All
going
right.
to go continue to our guest quarters.
You were right outside her quarters. I said that. That's where you met.
Ah.
All right, so Sergeant Snipe continues on. Commander Stern enters the quarters, and there is Danica sitting on the bed.
Oh. I was going to politely knock.
Okay, well, you politely knock, and then enter the quarters, and Danica's sitting on the bed.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm just making sure
May
that
I
you're...
be of service?
No, I was just making sure that you're okay.
Yes, I am well. Have has the source of the alarm been determined?
It has. And we're currently working on containing it.
Containing?
Getting to the bottom of the matter to stop it.
I see.
So what is your home like?
The habited parts of Venus are much like Terran jungles. I find it fascinating that Terra has so many diverse biomes. And water.
Interesting.
We don't have oceans of it, you see. I find it fascinating that Terra is covered in so much of it.
Yes.
What's of your home?
Well, it's basically water and earth.
And Danica will smile.
There's trees and grass and flowers. We also have cities.
Yes, you have a great diversity in your architecture as well.
Yes, we do. So you have a family. Do you have any children?
Oh no, I am still a bit young for that by my people's standards.
Ah, I had a son, but unfortunately I lost him.
I am sorry for your loss.
All right, are you two doing anything else?
Yeah, just I guess we'll make Idle small chat while she makes sure that the rogue on the ship doesn't run into this room.
All right, so while the first officer stays with Danica, I've already posted some preliminary results in the text chat for the doctor.
There was another question to you
Yes,
regarding.
yes, I see. I'm having to switch between the voice chat and the text chat on my phone. Computer's
Notes.
not working as well.
I will be patient.
All right, I'll answer any other questions over voice.
I do have a
Uh,
question.
oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
just a quick one. So we said earlier that there was maneuvering capability, but then we put the ship offline completely. So the only power is like life support and what else?
Life support, comms, and maneuvering thrusters until the main engines come back online.
Okay, so the reason I'm asking this is he had asked my character to, start heading for the asteroid cluster, but I didn't think she could do anything if the entire ship was off. Can she do that if it's maneuvering capabilities? Or
Yeah,
can she only plot the course and wait for it to come back online?
no. Maneuvering thrusters are just that. They're omnidirectional and used for maneuvering the ship. Basically, think low power steering.
Okay,
So she can plot the course and move the ship along it, but the ship is not moving very fast.
got it. That's all I had.
For that, I will have you make a coordination and transport roll. So roll 2d6,
I
add your
got
coordination,
10 plus 3 is 13. And what else?
transport. It's the bottom skill on the right hand side of the skill list.
So 16 total.
Okay, does she have an area of expertise? That's a little text written there. I think I gave her an area of expertise for flying rocket ships, right?
Yes, under transport, there's rocket ships.
Okay, that's an area of expertise. That means you get a +2 when
There was
willing to maneuver rocket ships in particular.
right, so 16.
16 or 18?
Sure, 18. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Math is hard.
It is for
Right.
Davis.
So you are able to plot the course. The Indomitable gets moving. The rocket ships and the fighters take up a screening position, and it is not long before you and Captain Stone notice that the sun is indeed glinting off of several metallic objects. It looks like 2 rocket ships and at least 3 squadrons of fighters, all coming in like an arrow for the Indomitable and its task force.
So I'm assuming that the captain can see this as well.
Yes, he does. And he looks at the lieutenant and says, "What is the status of our main power?"
Who are you talking? Are you going on over one of those comm panels?
No, he was asking the lieutenant on the bridge. That's Lieutenant Ursa.
Okay, you didn't say. You said lieutenant. There's so many of them. She says, basically, as far as I can tell, we are still down, and there's not probably going to come back online for another hour or 2.
Understood. That means we will be without weapons.
Yes, Captain. That is correct.
Order our screen to leave a small hole in the center of the defense. Tell them to defend our ship, but to make it seem like they are falling back. I want to guide the attackers into a boarding action against our ship. They will believe that without power we are vulnerable, but we should have the superior force when it comes to numbers of crew.
So she does exactly that.
These pirates will rue the day they decided to attack the Legion of Terra. Then he'll give the Terran salute and say, "To victory!" And the rest of the bridge crew will echo it.
Including her. And you can go on to somebody else, because I think that's it for where
I'm
we
gonna
are.
I'm gonna steal the stage. Did I find Oxlong? Is he there?
Oxlong is not in any of the crew quarters. The last one you have to check is Danica's.
God damn it. Okay. This is suspicious. Oxlong. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna knock on Danica's, I guess.
All right, so first officer and Danica, there is a knock at the door.
She'll go to check to see who it is.
It's me. What's good? What's shaking, bacon?
Please tell me that is not what Sergeant Smith actually said.
No, of
I'll
course
pay him
not.
to say it that way.
It is me. I am back. What is shaking, bacon?
Excuse me?
This is old joke from Germany. Do you like?
No.
Okay. I have been searching these quarters for Private Oxlong, but have not been able to find him. I would like to check this quarter.
Sure. She'll look at Danica just to see if she's okay with that. Sure, we're not hiding him anymore. Sure, if he was in here, he would probably start shooting at me.
All right, well, Archer, give me awareness and ingenuity. And anyone who wants to help him that's in the room can make the same roll.
Cool.
She'll help.
So I rolled a 9. That's 17.
Roger, Roger.
You said ingenuity and what?
Awareness.
Oh, there it is.
While they're calculating their rolls, remind me where the lieutenant commander is.
Headed to the bridge.
Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. Then she would have been there when the captain gave his orders to maneuver the ship. And actually, so he would have told his chief of security about the defense plan because the lieutenant is flying the ship. So you are in charge of giving the orders to guide the enemy rocket ships into a boarding action. And you are coordinating the defense with the still functioning rocket ships that are escorting this ship.
Wait, how many of our rocket ships have been taken out?
None yet.
Oh, good.
But you have them moving from escort to screening, defense. Is Danica helping search her quarters?
Not unless they ask her to.
Nobody asked her to.
I didn't.
I didn't.
And she is just watching everything going on.
I'm assuming there's nothing in this court because this court is pretty big, right?
It's 2 rooms. It's a small bedroom and then like a relaxing area.
Okay.
It's basically like a small apartment, but there is a partition between the sleeping area and just a normal little hanging out area.
Okay.
So you all are searching and searching, and the first officer hears something behind her. Now I'm going off of the search roll because it wasn't just a search roll. I knew something was coming. So the first officer hears something. She snaps her head just in time to see a ray pistol pointed at her, and it fires.
Do I get fudge?
Normally this was specifically a stealth attack, and the attacker rolled higher than your observation. So your armor took a good amount of it, but you still go down, unconscious at least, and quite possibly dead.
Oh, yay, fun.
Cool. I'm gonna turn to Danica and say, "My name is Sergeant Biggs. I'm here to get you out."
And she is confused and just says, "What?"
I'm gonna toss her a pair of binders and say, "Put these on. Trust me."
Why?
What do you mean, why?
What? I said she will comply.
Oh, okay.
And then she will ask, "What is happening?"
I'm getting you out.
What do you mean out? They said they were taking me to contact my parents.
Yeah, they're lying. You're a prisoner here.
Arthur, did you actually read the lore dumps?
I read most of them.
Okay, then you would remember that she is likely here as a political prisoner to pressure her father into at least staying neutral, if not joining the Legion of Terror.
Right. They're here to hold you at ransom to convince your father to join the Legion. I'm here to make sure that they don't have that leverage.
I see.
Come on, we gotta get moving.
What is your stake in this?
The Legion of Terror have only made my life worse. I want to see my people freed and their grip taken off of our solar system. I want to see people be free in this galaxy, not hiding in fear.
Slight correction, solar system, not galaxy, but we understand the sentiment.
God, I thought I said star system. I was trying so hard.
She doesn't say anything, but there's a look of understanding on her face.
Cool.
All right, so Archer had already let me know what his plan is, so I know where they are heading. It will not. They are nearly where they are going when the medical bay would get an alert.
I'm guessing that tracking chip is on the move.
I thought you were joking. The tech isn't high enough for tracking chips.
I wasn't joking.
Computers are in their infancy, I said. There's no send or receive. It's just data storage and calculations.
And ray guns. Come on. All right, what's the message?
The message is a pair of Marines knocking on the door and telling you they have another one.
Another one. Bring him in.
The door slides open and a pair of Marines come in bearing the body of the first officer. She was found in the prisoner's quarters. Prisoner was nowhere to be found.
Damnation. Come with me. And
If it's
she
gonna
is.
leave her here,
She's no good to me now. Leave her here and come with me.
yes, ma'am.
She goes bolting up the corridor.
Where are you headed?
Please to God, tell me there are escape pods on this thing.
There are about a dozen of them.
Pods below. First thing she's gonna do is hit a comm panel. She's gonna step out into the hallway. She would have thought of that in her room, but fuck, here we are. She's gonna hit a comm panel to the bridge.
This is the
Captain,
bridge.
Wait, are comm panels working again?
comm panels were already working.
They hissed off when power switched from main to auxiliary, but I've made it very clear that it's one of the working systems.
Gotcha.
Captain Stone, our guest is on the move. And the first officer is dead. Body was found in her quarters.
Are you positive about that?
She looks at the Marine who gave her the information. What answers the man?
Checking her over is your job, ma'am. We just brought her in.
They're going to make the assumption that they don't miss a third time. More importantly, guest is on the move.
Understood.
And I'm thinking she's not alone.
No, most likely not. It seems we have a rebel agent on board, Doctor.
It seems we do.
The captain will look over at the chief of security. Take a detachment of Marines. I want the escape pod secured.
Aye, sir. And she will head off to do exactly that.
She will turn back to the Marines.
And
We'll meet
where are
up.
we going? Where are we going, ma'am?
You go meet up with your lieutenant, the lieutenant commander. I'm gonna go check out the body. Maybe we'll find out who's the actual who actually fired the shot.
Yes, ma'am. And they will rush off.
She goes back in, and it's the same. She's looking over the body, looking for any kind of evidence, hairs, fibers, something.
Same roll.
Yep, knew that. 9 and 8 and 17.
She is actually still alive, barely clinging on to life, but the armor took enough of the shot that she wasn't killed instantly.
Fantastic. Alrighty, so now we have two things that are going to happen. It's medicine and ingenuity, or medicine and...
It's medicine and ingenuity.
Alright. Get her stabilized. Hello. Alright, and 14 and 19.
She is stabilized.
Brilliant. Exo, who shot you?
Well, she's stable. She's not awake, but she is stabilized. She's no longer dying.
Oh, well, that's brilliant. What do I must have a stimulant in there somewhere. What do I need to hit her with in order to wake her up?
You give me 2 story points, I'll let you wake her up.
Fun.
So you administer a stimulant, and the first officer very slowly comes around.
Number 1, who shot you?
Sergeant Snipe.
Sergeant of the Marines. She'll walk over to the comm panel. And she'll ping the bridge again.
This is the bridge.
I have our traitor. And it may be a bigger problem than you think.
And who is it?
Sergeant Snipe.
Ah, the new transfer. Damn him.
First
Lock-
officer stable, but who knows how many others he brought with him.
Indeed. He'll look over at Lieutenant Stone and say, I want you to jettison the pirate ship immediately. We've already locked down the escape pods, but no orders were given for the pirate ship. And alert the Marines guarding it that they are to let no one aboard.
Yes, Captain. And she does so immediately.
Don't kill him when you find him.
Do you hear that, Lieutenant? We want him alive.
Which lieutenant are you talking to?
The only lieutenant.
As far as I know, she'd taken a group of Marines and is not on the bridge.
You are the lieutenant commander.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that's right.
Anyway, Tasara, give me awareness and ingenuity, and I'm rolling the same for Captain Stone.
$14.
Well, you both see it. You give the orders, including updating the Marines that no one is to be allowed on the pirate ship, but you do not hear their response because Captain Stone swears very loudly, and out the window you see the pirate ship making for space.
Get lost, noobs.
Lieutenant, message our fighters. Have them shoot that ship down.
Yes, sir.
Cripple it if they can, but destroy it if they must.
She does so.
All right, Archer, you're going to have to give me a coordination and transport.
All right. Do I get any bonuses if I can I? Wait a minute. Actually, before as we're leaving, Danica, do you know anything about flying these things?
Out of character, I don't think so.
What's your character sheet say? You got any ranks in transport?
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
I
Or
forgot
like,
that was on there.
or technology to maybe help me with my shields.
I have a 3 in tech.
Cool. There are shields on this.
Yes, it does have lightning shields, but
Cool.
you only specified you brought the engines online. You didn't bring any of the other ship systems up.
Okay, Danica, get the shields online and get them running. We're gonna need them. We're in for a fight here. And then coordination and transport, you said?
Yes.
Oh god. A die just flew off my desk. Hold on. I'm just gonna re-roll the first one twice, so you don't have to hear me grunting. That's 14.
And Charlotte, you will roll ingenuity and technology to get the lightning shield online.
Hold on, I lost my dice.
Same.
My plan is working perfectly. Wah!
These people have one foot in the Stone Age. You tell them it's that you can't explain it, and they'll call it witchcraft.
Okay,
What
which
now?
tier did you say?
Ingenuity and technology.
$14.
All right, the rocket ship does take 2 solid hits. One of them pushes the engines into the red zone, so forcing you to slow down. But the third and fourth shots are absorbed by the lightning shield as it comes online.
Nice work, Danica. Keep that power up, and we're gonna get out of here. Yeah, the
Alright.
plan is to just zoo out of here, because they're not going to chase us, because they need to stick with their ship that they're protecting.
And yes, they do. They do not chase you far, because the other rocket ships begin the battle almost perfectly timed. 2 rocket ships and 3 squadrons of fighters against 4 Legion rocket ships and 4 squadrons of fighters. But the incoming enemy rocket ships are making a beeline for a boarding action. So effectively, Sergeant Snipe and Danica are out of the game. They have escaped. On board the Indomitable, Captain Stone is no longer angry. He is calm, calculating, watching the battle going on outside the main window. He has recalled all of the officers except for the doctor to the bridge. Well, except for the first officer, because she's still being treated. Although he did not recall them to the bridge. He sent the lieutenant commander to the access hatch with a group of Marines to protect it from being boarded. As the first rocket ship docks with the disabled Indomitable, the defenses let it, as was the order. The hatch hisses open instead of waiting to be cut open, and it's a firefight. What does the lieutenant commander want to do? The
That is
captain.
an actual. Huh?
Out of character, I will remind everyone all characters have a reason that they could wish to join the rebellion. This is also, at this point, an uphill battle. this is going to be very difficult to win. So that's why I'm giving everyone the choice as the boarders swarm aboard. Do you fight to defend your ship and stay loyal to the Legion of Terra, or are you going to try to surrender and plead that you want to join the rebellion?
What makes us so sure that they won't shoot us again?
That is up to the individual characters, but I'm making the choice plain.
So Astra is going to hang back, let the Marines fight. When the boarding party gets up to her, she's going to hold her hands up and say, "Hold on. I don't want to fight you. In fact, I would rather join you."
All right, hold on a second. I'll just roll for the firefight. There are rules for air quotes squad engagements, so I'm just rolling to see who is winning here. So the Marines actually start out holding them back, but these are not just rebel grunts. These are the legendary Rocket Rangers, and they, after an initial stalling of the attack, they rally and swarm aboard, cutting down the Marines pretty quickly until Astra is the only one left.
Go, go, Rocket Rangers!
So Astra's the only one with.
Yeah. And when they see she is not firing at them, they do hold her at gunpoint, and the lead one demands her surrender.
Of course.
He'll gesture to two of the Rocket Rangers behind him. You two, get her in restraints. The rest of you, follow me to the bridge. And they take off, and you are left with two Rocket Rangers who have put you on restraints and are taking you aboard their rocket ship.
Fun.
What's going on in the med bay? I am dying to know.
Alive.
Doctor looks. Oh, go ahead, Ava.
Who's alive? Are we still alive?
Yes, the fighting has not reached here yet. There are a few Marines stationed outside, but it's only a matter of time before the boarders take over this section of the ship.
I should look at the doctor. What do you want to do? I'm in no condition to fight. Are you able to fend them off?
I will point out the first officer is fully capable of firing a ray pistol.
Oh.
She can't use a rapier, but she can still fire.
I was
First officer. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was under the impression since I was nearly killed that she's still recovering from that.
Oh, she is. She can't be doing any somersaults or, like I said, fencing with her rapier, but if the doctor is supporting her, like pulling her away, she can fire her ray pistol.
So, I have a rapier. Not a rapier. I have a pistol. And that is all I can do.
First Officer Stern. First Officer Stern. Been lovely working with you. Tow! And she's out of there. She is.
Nice.
We have Cowardly and Run for Your Life. We're working on our bennies.
I forgot about those two traits. Okay, that makes sense.
I guess she will surrender when they reach her then.
On! She is headed for an escape pod.
All right, give me coordination and athletics so that I can determine your running speed and see if you run into any Rocket Rangers.
All right. $12 and 16.
Ooh, you are almost there. You are entering the section of the ship where they are all lined up, and two Rocket Rangers come around the corner, point ray pistols at you, and one of them calls, "Hands up or we'll shoot!"
I also have quick reflexes, by the way.
Which means you go first, assuming you're fighting them, because they've made their intention clear. Do you want to try to blast them with your ray pistol?
Got going on here. Yes.
All right, so give me 2 separate rolls, coordination and marksman. The second roll will have a -2 since you're doing 2 rounds or 2 actions
Okay.
this round.
All right. So I've got, all right, you said coordination and athletics?
Marksman.
Marksman, even better. So 13.
Okay.
You want the, and the second one is 12, 13.
All right.
That included the -2, so
If you spend 2 story points, you will get a good result on both of those and be able to take them both out.
spend a story point or 2?
2 story points, 1 each.
Okay, 2 and 2, and that puts me to yes.
Yes,
Do it.
because you did get a success. So you can spend that 1 story point each and bump it up to a good success, which hits the lethal setting on your ray pistol.
Yo, you betcha, Red Rider.
So they yell, "Hands up or we'll shoot." And she whips up her ray pistol and pew pew, and they go down. So in the escape pod, give me coordination and transport. Let's launch this sucker.
Transport and coordination puts me 13.
All right, you successfully launch the escape pod, but you cannot tell if the launch was detected or not.
That's fine. I'm headed for the pirate ship.
The pirate ship is
Pirate ship
gone.
is gone.
Oh, balls. All right. General direction of same?
Or just, away from the combat zone.
That too.
I don't know if you want to be picked up by Legion of Terra or Rebels. You've really not made it clear.
Duh?
Okay, so Legion then. So stay
Yes.
out of combat and hope that they win this battle.
Too much.
On the bridge, Captain Stone is still looking, well, stone-faced. But his daughter can tell, knowing him, that he knows that this is not going to end very well. The Rocket Rangers are swarming his ship. I am still doing, small squad combats, basically very simplified roles, just to figure out what areas of the ship are and are not holding out. The firefight has not gotten to the bridge yet, but what is Lieutenant Ursa thinking? What does she want to do?
She is going to continue following orders that her father gave her, and focus on that and pray for a miracle.
Well, then he would tell her that she has the bridge and he is going to go try to lead the defense of his ship. Because if the ship falls, then there's no point.
She will look for a moment like she wants to hug him because she's pretty sure she won't see him again, but her training won't let her, and she just kind of nods at him.
And he leaves the bridge. Now you do have command of the bridge now, and I want to give you something to do. You can see that the space battle is actually going very well. The Legion of Terra outnumbers the Rocket Rangers, and they technically have similar training. The Rocket Rangers are good, but they're mostly a ground combat force, or they use jetpacks. They are equal to the Legion of Terra in space. So being outnumbered, the space forces are being driven back. The only problem is that both Rebel rocket ships have unloaded their boarding parties onto the Indomitable. So how do you want to try to shake them off? Because if they have nowhere to retreat to, they could be surrounded and all captured.
How many other people are on the bridge with her?
Just the bridge crew, so probably about 8 or 9 people at the various stations and consoles.
And does she have the capability of figuring out whether or not the escape pods have all been launched? I mean, would she even have seen that one has gone?
Give me. How do I want to do this? If she is specifically checking for that because she knows things are getting dire, then give me awareness and technology.
Okay, so I rolled a 9, and we're at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yes, you can see from the bridge if the escape pods have been launched. You see one has launched, the rest are online and standing by.
So she turns to the rest of the crew and just tells them to make a run for the escape pods.
So she gives the order to abandon ship.
She's staying, but she's telling them to try and save themselves.
Does she give the order to the whole ship or just the bridge?
Just the bridge right now.
All right.
And she's actually, can I edit something?
Sure.
If you find survivors on your way there and there's enough room in the pods, take them with you.
They acknowledge and they head that way.
And she turns back to her task.
In the medical bay, the first officer, I'm sure, is getting ready to leave as best she can, even though she's injured. Am I correct in assuming? Ava?
How low can I walk?
Well, she gathered her stuff up, got to her feet, is shuffling to the door when the door hisses open and there's a pair of rocket rangers.
Ah, wonderful. I guess she'll surrender.
They point their ray guns at her and one of them says, "Freeze!
She'll
Hands up!"
put her hands up. I surrender.
Hey, look, Dak. First officer. I see that. She'll be worth a lot for ransom.
I'm pretty sure they will just cover it up like they did with my son.
They just give her a confused look. One of them pulls out a pair of binders, and then they both get blasted. There's a couple more shots fired, and at the end of the hall, you can see Captain Stone with a holding out his ray pistol.
Ah, thank you.
Commander,
That's part of my plan.
I can see that. Can you walk?
Yeah.
He'll put his wrap his arm around you under your arms to hold you up better. As long as you can shoot, I can hold you steady. And you two move down the hall. On the bridge, Lieutenant Stone can see that the battle is not going well. More and more sections of the ship are going silent and not answering hails, and some of them are even replying with jubilant rocket rangers, taunting only Lieutenant Stone. She's the only one on the bridge. And without a bridge crew, there's no way to coordinate responses.
Right. So, is the bridge door closed and locked securely? Like, is it a hard door to get through just by ship design?
It is a very hard door to get through if it is secured. It is not currently secured. Your father is still out there trying to rally the defense.
So, she would be able to see how many more of the escape pods have gone by just watching that as well, right?
Yes, and the ship has a dozen escape pods, and 4 of them have been launched now in total.
Okay, so how close is she to the asteroid belt?
I mean, you're in the asteroid belt still.
Okay, so if she was to there this is going to be fun. She is going to, is there any way to bank the ship roughly to the right or to the left or up or down? Like basically set everybody off their feet if she could.
With just maneuvering thrusters, that will be difficult, but it is possible. You will have to give me coordination and transport. Remember, you get a +2 for rocket ships.
Shoot, I rolled the wrong dice. Hang on. All right, I got a 6 on the dice. 6 on the dice plus what?
Hang on, what did you roll?
A 6 on the dice because I rolled 2d8s by accident. So I just rolled 2d6. I got a 5 and a 1 for 6. And I was trying to figure out what the other things you were asking me to roll are.
What's your coordination?
3, 6, 7, 8, so 9.
And what's your transport?
3.
So 12.
That's 12.
And then 14 with your area of expertise. That's not quite high enough, but for a story point or 2 story points, I'll let you do it.
Yes.
Right.
I'll take 1. So I'm going to take it from, I have 9 story points. So I'm going to take it down to 7.
That is correct. So you go over to the control console and you rock the ship.
And she rushes back to the seat and gets back in and continues trying to do whatever it was that she was doing.
Sorry, what was that?
I'm assuming that she is still following the orders that she was given. So
Okay, yes, but without a bridge crew, you are now flying into the asteroid field and unable to maneuver the entire ship. You can use the maneuvering thrusters, but all of the other ship systems are unusable to you because you are the only one on the bridge.
okay, so she just basically is a sitting duck, right? So the ship isn't moving anymore, right?
Yes, the captain told you to try to find a way to get the rocket ships off of the Indomitable.
Okay. So she has to leave the bridge in order to do that, right?
She doesn't have to. If you look at the uses of story points on the second page of your character sheet, you can spend a story point, and I'll give you a hint.
Yep. Go at it.
The rebels aren't going to like it if the Indomitable is careening uncontrollably towards a very large asteroid. They're not going to want to die in a fiery explosion.
Okay, so that's what she's going to do.
All right, so she aims the Indomitable at a large asteroid, makes it go forward as fast as it can, and I assume gives the general order to the whole ship to abandon ship.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so if she does that, it'll be heard on those comm panels, right? I'm assuming there's no like overhead communication.
Yeah. All of that basically is the overhead communication. It's all the comm panels will come to life and give an order on repeat to abandon ship. All hands abandon ship.
Okay, so she says that, and then for good measure adds a, Terran victory forever. Cause she's a good little Nazi.
Oof.
So I think you mean to victory.
Victory.
To victory, whatever.
Okay, I got you. I got you. All right, so she gives that order, and she starts to leave, heading for the escape pods. And any rocket rangers you see are running away. They are no longer trying to take over the whole ship.
Yep.
As you round the corner to the escape pods. Oh, hang on just one moment. I got to type something. All right, sorry. So, as you come around the corner towards the escape pods, you see Captain Stone getting to his feet. Very
How
slowly.
many escape pods are there left?
Last you saw on the bridge, there were still 9 left out of, or 8 left out of 12. But you've just given the general order to evacuate, so that's going to go down pretty quick.
Right. So she's going to help her father up and shake his arm and tell him to get on an escape pod.
He'll stand to his feet, standing tall, and say, "You gave the order to abandon ship.
I
What
did.
else have you done?"
So she tells him.
And his one good eye gets hard. You know, you see a hard look on his face, and his eye narrows at you. "Then you are a traitor to the Legion of Terra, daughter. What is your coordination?"
3.
Right. Then you can see him raising his ray pistol. You can if this was not a sneak attack, you can dodge, but he is going to get to fire first because he has a higher coordination.
Honestly, she is so stunned that she doesn't react in time.
All right. Then the ray pistol fires, and that's the last thing she remembers.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Wait, why did he do that? Because of careening the ship into the asteroid?
His ship is lost. All he can do is escape now. But
Right.
he's a
So that's why
dedicated
he was
Legion of
mad.
Terra officer. Yes, because he felt like he could still pull this out. But while he was away from the bridge, his daughter ordered the ship abandoned and turned his ship toward an asteroid where it will crash and destruct.
Got it.
So, yeah, he's a traitor. And last but certainly not least, as Commander Stern comes around the corner, she is about to enter the escape pod area. There are 2 Marines dragging Lieutenant Stone and clambering it or scrambling towards what appears to be the last escape pod on this side. Hello?
Me?
Yes, you.
Uh,
You're the last one alive aboard this ship.
are any escape pods?
There is 1 left on this side. There's 6 on each side of the cruiser. There's 1 left on this side. 2 Marines are dragging Tasara's character towards that last one.
Gosh, where's that last one?
They are going to beat you there, and it does not look like they are going to wait.
Can I shoot them from here?
You certainly can. Give me coordination and marksman.
Apparently, it likes 13. What?
Sorry, what was your total? I didn't hear you say anything.
Oh, it's 13. For some reason, it likes to roll a 6 and a 1 for like 3 times now.
Okay. How many story points do you have left?
How many did I use?
I think you used 3 against Captain Stone, 1 to keep your feet and 1 to shoot him, which is why he was getting up off the floor when Amy's or when Tasara's character came by.
Yes, but he's
I thought,
still alive. The intent was to kill him.
yes, he has armor. He has the strongest armor of all the characters because he's the captain.
Then
And I figured you were just gunning him down to get away.
no, that wasn't the intent, but it's okay.
That's all right. It's chaos here. Who knows? All right.
Then I have 3 left.
What you have? What?
3.
All right. Well, you can spend them all and gun them down, and then it's just you and Tasara's character in this corridor.
Oh, I need to that one and rush up there. And then oh, what?
Give me coordination and strength to load Tasara's character into the escape pod.
Yeah,
And
that's what I
go
was
ahead.
gonna do.
All right. So coordination and strength. Those are both attributes. So they're both in that same
6.
list.
Keep rolling the same number. Oh, 20. There we go. That's better. 9 plus 7. I mean 9 plus. What was it again? Coordination and strength. 9 plus 6.
Okay, yeah, that's enough. You can drag. You're not lifting, but you drag Tasara very slowly aboard the escape pod. And one more roll, give me technology or coordination and transport to launch the pod.
And a 4. A 6 and a 4. Plus 4. So 10. 10 enough?
Yes, you get it launched, but you cannot control it. It is just free falling. You cannot figure out how to turn the maneuvering jets on.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right, now I had told Hodge to hold because she and Archer were talking in the text chat, and I couldn't coordinate that many things going on.
Yep.
The escape pods do have short range transmitters. It is essentially barely glorified radio. So in the vastness of space, they do not have a lot of range.
While this is all going on, and I'm looking at that as I'm fleeing, I'm gonna turn to Danica and be like, well, looks like this is going rather well for our people. I mean, you know, barring the explosions.
It appears so.
All right. So the escape pods can coordinate, but the pirate ship is out of range.
Ha.
So who is contacting who? The pirate ship is out of range because it fled, but all of the rebel ships and all of the non-indomitable Legion of Terra ships are contactable.
I'm heading to my extraction point, just so you know.
Yes, I know where you and Danica are heading.
Cool.
Hodge posted in the text chat that she is contacting a Legion of Terra ship. So it's late enough and we're far enough into this. I'm not going to require a tech roll. You just use the radio. One of the Legion rocket ships picks up your call and does come and retrieve your escape pod, bringing you and anyone else that was in it, which I don't think is anybody, aboard one of the Legion rocket ships. Looks like Commander Hera Stern decides to contact the rebels on a frequency she knows is not used by the Legion of Terra. And after 2 or 3 tries, one of the 2 rebel rocket ships picks up her call, and they pick up the escape pod, but she and her passenger are taken prisoner. The rebels do not trust them at face value.
I'm sad that I didn't get anyone able to call me. I had a bunch of good lines.
And we know that Lieutenant Commander Briggs was surrendered willingly to the boarding party and was taken aboard the other rocket ship, which is the more heavily damaged of the 2, but all of the rebel forces are fleeing. They lost one of their squadron of fighters and half of the 2nd squadron. I'm looking at my notes. One rocket ship, the one that Astra is on, was heavily damaged. The other rocket ship was a lot less damaged, but it was on the other side of Indomitable, and it has Commander Stern and Lieutenant Stone on board. As for Captain Stone, only Dr. Cutter would know this, but in the aftermath of the battle, after the Indomitable has smashed itself to smithereens against an asteroid, and the rebel rocket ships are long gone, when the Legion is doing its cleanup operation, Captain Stone is recovered, barely alive, from one of the escape pods. The prognosis is not good. It's kind of iffy if he'll make it or not.
Damn.
And that was our game. That is where it ends.
Every single person turned traitor against the Legion. Way to go, guys.
I didn't
Hey,
turn
now.
traitor. I started traitor.
Fair
My
enough.
character did not. My character did not.
Yo, there was no indication in any way that Snipe was the traitor.
Yeah.
There were hints. I was keeping track of where everybody was. Astra ran into him outside of engineering right before everything went to crap. And then Commander Stern ran into him when he was on his way to rescue Danica at first. He had to go do other things and then come back because he was hoping she would leave.
Yeah. That's how I got the pirate ship out of there. While you were talking to Danica, I went and got that ready.
But he was making stealth rolls. He specified to me in a DM that he was sneaking. So unless someone discovered him, I was not broadcasting his activities. And everybody kind of stayed in one spot for long periods of time, so nobody detected him.
Nobody suspects you when you have a German accent and you're supposed to be a bad guy. Come on. It's like
if you'd stuck with the Scottish accent like you were supposed to do, then we could have coordinated the whole thing.
Yeah, could have. Wait, but aren't you Dr. Cutter?
Yeah.
You're like evil. I wouldn't have trusted you.
How do you know I'm evil?
Because you're famous.
No, I'm infamous. Get it straight.
Yeah, if that means evil.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
I was really hoping you'd be able to call me because I had such a sassy response.
Well,
Oh
you
my
can still
God.
share it here. It didn't happen in game.
I was gonna say, no thank you, I'd rather keep my face attached to my body, if you don't mind.
The rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated.
Well, hopefully your demise will happen today, and then we won't need to exaggerate anymore, will we?
I really want to know how that conversation between Astra and the rebels would go.
That sounds like the stuff of follow-up material.
I would
This
like
went
to,
on. This went on an hour later than I intended it to, but I didn't hear any complaints, so I wanted to just wrap it up.
I would like to know the same thing, seeing how she would offer the daughter of the
Captain Stone,
Captain Stone.
Oh, I
who is
know,
apparently
right?
not dead, although being shot point blank was kind of astonishing that she didn't die.
You're
Yeah, well,
built
you're Monty
different.
Python dead.
you're the bargaining chip.
You're only mostly dead.
Monty Python dead.
I mean, that's all I
You
need.
okay, so for those of you who do not realize, when you are attacking with the vortex system, if you're the attacker, in this case Captain Stone, if you get a normal success, that ray gun only deals 4 damage. If you get a good or a fantastic result, then it's lethal. Captain Stone didn't get a fantastic or a good result. He got a basic success.
I'm
So
glad to get that clarification now, but I was
I
like,
know,
okay,
right?
I'm going to shut down my computer and go get in bed because my character is dead. And
Why do you think I had to spend story points in order to lethally kill those 2 rebels?
I know, right?
So, okay, question then becomes, are we going to have another game of this at some point in the future?
Please.
I would not mind if you all are up for it. I am down for it as well. I will write a continuation and refresh the
wouldn't mind.
character sheet, and we can start again.
Wait, so sorry, I
I
don't
want
know.
I want a second shot at the snipe.
Sorry, I don't know any of your names. I'm sorry about that. But who was playing Officer Stern, first officer?
That's Empress Ava.
Me.
Ava.
The nice one
You
that offered to sell it.
you joined the rebels, right?
Yep.
Oh, that's gonna be great. We'll run into each other later. We'll be like, "Oh, you're alive. Sorry about that."
I
Yeah,
mean,
you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do to Astra.
nope, because she was questioning them because her oldest son had died and it was a cover up.
Mm.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that
no,
was
not
something.
you, Ava. I'm talking about our rebel there, the spy.
You mean the
Oh.
spy that you didn't join?
I feel like I don't have to explain anything to anyone.
I
You all
know,
know
right?
exactly what just happened. I snuck aboard, I messed shit up, and then I left with the prisoner.
Well, I assumed that somebody was gonna go after her, which is why I went to the room. I just didn't expect it to be the guy.
You thought it would be an NPC.
Yeah, I thought it'd be an NPC. I
Yeah,
was looking
same
for.
here.
I was looking. I was in the right place, right time, wrong person.
Yep, that's how we get you.
Well, I assumed they would go for the bridge, hence why I was like, I'm gonna go to the bridge next.
Well, I was
They were
assuming.
they were heading there, but remember what I said. I was actually rolling. I had a ship map I had laid out. I had sections of it, and I was just basically doing die rolls, almost like Risk, for sections of the ship. And they didn't make it as far as the bridge. They were heading there, but they didn't make it.
Oh, I was talking about the sneaky spy.
Me, what did I do?
She thought you were going for the bridge next.
No, screw that. I got people to do that for me. There's like 10 people there. I'd have been gunned down immediately.
I do feel a little bad for Danica, though, because she's probably like, can someone please explain to me what the fuck is going on?
I would have explained once we got out of there. Once people stopped firing at us, I would have given a monologue.
Oh, that should be fun.
Oh, I want to hear that.
If you're monologuing, you're evil. Just saying.
Nah, that's totally not true. You're just probably